Hey, this is Lord Potato, and this is, well, what if Naruto is a reincarnation of three webtoon characters? Yeah, wait. Of three, what's the reincarnation? Yeah, okay. But other than that, go subscribe to Anime Sensei, Obito What Ifs, and, Iconic What Ifs, the links will be in the description. Also, I don't remember what part this will be. I think this will be part 4 from part 3. Yeah, part 4. So, let me continue on. And yeah. So, we go into the last time that I left it off. Was where they were in the land of waves. But yeah. I was trying to record this like in the morning, I should mention. But I was too lazy. And I was basically just cleaning around my house. So, yeah. But other than that, let me continue on. And holy shit, it's so cold in my room. Well, it's not cold, it's just... yeah, shut the fuck up. But other than that, let me continue on. So, while Kakashi is kind of getting scared from Gojo trying to pluck out his Sharingan, Zabuza is screaming, "You bastards! You two are going to die!" So yeah, he is pissed because Gojo did use Curse Chakra and launch his ass across, well, a couple of trees. Of course, this is where, well, Sasuke looks up and sees a girl with black hair and red eyes. This is where, well, while Sasuke and, well, the civilian start arguing, the civilian becomes a simp real fast and tries to simp for Raven. This is where Raven looks at him with disgust because she doesn't really like any guy doing that. Of course, this is where the civilian gets scared of, well, Raven. This is where Umi and, well, Naruto appears. Naruto says, "Great, we gotta save some losers like you three." This is where Sasuke looks behind her because she knows who that voice is. And even with the call of the civilian, and even with the call of Sasuke look. And it is Naruto with Umi. This is where, well, Naruto says, such a fucking drag. God, I'd rather be saving the goddamn Naruto than you fucking pricks. I should have let you just die. This is where the civilian, well, not Sasuke, but the civilian, tries to act smart and says, "You didn't save us, she did." This is where Naruto says, "Hey, dumbass, you want to listen one thing? I told her to save you, because she would have been the fastest one to actually get to you. Then again, I could have actually speed blitzed him, but, Then again, you're just a civilian, and you could have easily died if it wasn't for my little request from my friend." This is where Raven, was called... But mostly, she gets the praise because she just got caught really fast. Well, to be really fast and all that. And of course, this is where she starts blushing a little bit, but no one saw that. Except for Umi. This is where Naruto says, whatever. This is where he kind of goes to talk to the bridge builder. And he tries to, well, ask the bridge builder, "And what mission is this?" This is where the bridge builder says that this is a mission to help him build a bridge. But it seems your sensei is either fighting the tall man with the sword. Tall man with the sword. Interesting. That's interesting. This is where Sasuke kind of looks at Raven and kind of thanks her. But this is where Raven kind of looks disgusted at her. This is where, well, Sasuke just gets scared. This is where Raven says, "Pathetic. I had to save you. You're supposed to be a strong Kunoichi, and you're over here being weak." Shit, fucking hate pathetic, weakened Kunoichis. She says. This is where Sasuke gets down, but yeah. This is where, well, Gojo says, "Don't worry about this cousin of mine." He pushes Kakashi out of the way, like legit just push him out of the way. "I'll be fighting you, Zabuza Momochi." This is where Zabuza like smiles and says, "Oh, I see. So a clone of Kakashi Hatake came to save Kakashi." This is where, well, Gojo gets a check mark and says, "For the love of God, why do people think I'm a fucking copy of this idiot right here?" This is where, well, Kakashi says, "Maybe because I'm the strong..." And this is where Gojo fucking kicks Kakashi into a fucking tree real fast. And this is where Gojo says, "Don't mind me, Zabuza. I'm just going to pluck a Sharingan out of some idiot right now. This is where Kakashi says, "Wait, don't attack your own comrade here." This is where Gojo says, "Comrade." See a comrade. Sorry, my students are over there right now protecting your, person that you have to protect. So I don't see a comrade right now. I just see someone I need to pluck their eyes out. This is where Kakashi says, "Wait, no, stop." He's right now running away because he doesn't want to like deal with Gojo trying to pluck his eyes out. This is where Zabuza kind of just sweat drops and has his eyes kind of just like, what the hell is even happening? He has his eyes a little bit like closed and all that, and he's sweat dropping. And he's like, what the hell is happening? Hey, don't ignore me, you bastards! He gets angry. This is where, two people are seeing the little kind of fight between Kakashi and Gojo, and they are sweat dropping also. They have two kind of masks on their face, and, one is wearing kind of a greenish kimono with kind of like blue around and another one is wearing the same, but it's a lighter colors than the other one, being darker. This is where one is older, one is younger. This is where, Zabuza says, "Don't ignore me." He tries to slice at Gojo, but something happens. Naruto appears with a lucky coin on his hand. This is where he kind of just like crushes the lucky coin. And this is where he's like boosts up his stats and all that, or like his strength and everything. And this is where he pulls out, the honor sword. Basically this big ass sword. And this is where he says, "Moon Slash." This is where he slashes at Zabuza. This is where Zabuza decides to only have time to block it with the executioner, but it gets like cut through. The executioner just gets cut through and just slash from torso to all the way to the shoulder. This is where Zabuza caught the blood. He was shocked. This is where, he gets thrown backwards. And of course, his sword is cut into two pieces. Of course, it's regenerating with his own blood, but he is shocked. Someone cutting his blade like it's fucking nothing but a fucking cheese. He's like, "This kid is dangerous." This is where Naruto says, he kind of like grabs his finger and like puts it up to his nose to kind of be arrogant, like Ethan does. And of course he says, "Yep, I'm the strongest here, bitch." This is where, Gojo says, "Naruto, you're supposed to protect the bridge builder." This is where Naruto says, "I'm not gonna protect him. Don't worry, my teammates are over there. They're strong enough to protect him." This is where Gojo says, I mean, you're right, but I have to be a Jonin and I have to protect my students from an A-rank ninja. Naruto looks at him. This is where Naruto says, "Haven't I fought against multiple B and A-rank ninjas? This guy isn't even anything different." Gojo says, but he's one of the missing ninjas. This is where Naruto says, "And do I give a fuck? No. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna go fight him." This is where Gojo grabs Naruto from the shoulder, picks him up a little bit from kind of the waist, and kind of just throws him back towards his teammate. This is where Naruto says, "You fuck! No, you fuck! I was about to fight him." This is where Zabuza can't tell if Gojo is doing this on purpose or not. He is confused. And also, the two people that are over there in the trees are also confused. Naruto lands on his feet, and of course he is pissed at Gojo. "You white-haired fuck! I'm trying to fight him. You said it was always fine for me to fight against A to B ranked ninjas." So Kakashi looks at Gojo and says, "Wait, what?" Gojo says, "Well, can your students not do that, Kakashi? Man, you really are useless. I'm about to pluck out that Sharingan now." This is where Kakashi says, wait, I'll stay silent. This is where, Naruto tries to go back, but this is where Umi kind of grabs him from his hand and says, "Please, can you just stay here?" This is where, Naruto says, "Sure." This is where, Umi just says, "Thank you." This is where Gojo sighs. Thank God for his two teammates Umi for kind of being nice and able to calm down Naruto before he decides to fight against Zabuza on his own. Since Naruto has fought against A to even S and even B-rank ninjas before, they haven't even managed to even scratch Naruto. I mean, they have, but Naruto managed to pull out bullshit luck and cut their asses down. But yeah, the power of never giving the fuck up, that's what he has. So yeah. But of course, it's where, well, Gojo says, well, it's time to fight you. Now, of course, he does crack his knuckles by kind of putting his palm near his knuckles and just popping them, just like original canon Gojo does. But yeah, this is where Gojo says, let's do this. This is where Zabuza smiles and says, I guess we're gonna have to do this, you white-haired bastard. He rushes with the executioner, trying to hit Gojo again, but when he does, Gojo disappeared. This is where when he swings at nothing. Gojo was behind him, already back kicking him. This is where before Zabuza was able to turn around, he can't turn around fast enough because of the executioner heaviness. He does get kicked back into like well, not backwards, I'd say forwards, right into Kakashi. Kakashi says, "Oh hell no!" He jumps backwards. This is where, well, Zabuza says, "You white hair." This is where when he swings backwards, he sees no one. This is where he turns around and sees Gojo saying, hi. This is where Zabuza was confused. He thought that Gojo was about to attack him, but no, hi. Like, let down Zabuza's guard down. This is where Zabuza is confused. And this is where, before he can understand what the hell is happening from the hi, it's just confusing to him, he gets kicked in the stomach. This is where he goes, this is where, well, he tries to kind of stand up on his feet and try to punch at, well, Gojo, and of course kind of letting his executioner go from his like right hand instead of having it both on his two hands, and of course try to punch him with his left hand as well, or left fist, mostly at Gojo. This is where when the fist connects, it doesn't hurt Gojo because of his limitless. This is where Gojo kind of then just put his elbow up in the, what's it called, not elbow, he kind of, what's it called, not elbow, he kind of just like attack, but without kind of clenching his fist, kind of like having, you know how in original canon he was fighting against what's called Jogo and not having the fist clench and kind of attacking him like that. Yeah, that's what he does to Zabuza, but he blitzes Zabuza doing that multiple times. This is where Zabuza coughs up blood and tries to get up and tries to hit him with the executioner. He does this multiple times, but of course Gojo has easily defeated him. This is where Gojo appears behind, well, Zabuza and says blue. This is where he says blue curse chakra. This is where he pulls Zabuza towards him. Now, of course, Gojo was kind of behind and put his arm behind him to kind of pull Zabuza over here. This is where he does pull Zabuza, and Zabuza kind of just fly past Gojo and kind of goes into multiple trees. This is where Zabuza is shocked. He's too tired to even get up. His body is not allowing him. This is where, well, when a Senbon hits Zabuza in the neck, this is where two missing ninjas appear. Well, not two, mostly one. This is where this missing ninja says, thank you. Now I will now take Zabuza, and this is where Gojo appears right in front of Haku and says, huh, interesting mask. And you look like a guy or a girl, I can't fucking tell. Well, my eyes can tell also that you're basically a, well, he says, not Gojo, he doesn't say that he took his glasses off, or mostly blindfold. He says, interesting, are you even a guy or a girl? I can't fucking tell. This is where, well, Haku is shocked that he doesn't have his mask. This is where, well, Haku appears and tries to attack what's called, well, Gojo with Senbons. 3 Senbons was about to hit him in the head, but they got stopped midair. This is where she is shocked until Umi and Raven appeared. This is where Umi was near some water, that's why she can move faster than normal, because it was near some water. And of course she says, water saw, water bullets. This is where, well, Raven says, darkness creation, darkness sword, and tries to slash at, well, Haku and Haku getting hit by water bullets. This is where, well, Haku managed to dodge, but Haku gets hit. This is where Haku gets angry and says, ice style, ice domain. This is where, well, he makes an ice domain around Gojo and everyone else. This is where, except for Team 7 and Naruto. Naruto sees this, and Naruto gets routed. This is where Naruto gets, starts kind of walking forward until Sasuke says, "Hey, dope, I'm supposed to be the." This is where Naruto grabs his head and just throws him so far by just going straight to the ice domain, cracking, the ice domain through. He threw Sasuke so hard through the domain that it just shattered. This is where Haku is shocked. This is where Haku was also shocked. Sasuke was right now on the ground bleeding. This is where Kakashi is shocked. Naruto gave no fucks about Sasuke, about the Uchiha, and just threw his ass. This is where Kakashi is thinking from that one talk that Gojo kind of told him, saying that Naruto was the reason why that's why he's not on your team. He doesn't like the Uchiha or the Harano. You realize he will probably kill them in an instant. This is where Kakashi can see that Naruto really gave no fucks about the Uchiha. This is where, Kakashi is saying, I guess it's a good thing that Gojo has him. This is where Naruto, he appears right so fast, kind of using 2 lucky coins to kind of give him more stats and speed, and appear right in front of, Haku and Hakin. This is where Naruto grabs Haku and just smash him to the ground. Well, mostly grabs his head and smash him to the ground, knocking him out. And when he sees Hakin, he pulls a sword and put her next to her neck. This is where Naruto says, give up or die. This is where Hakin says, then kill me then. This is where Naruto laughs and says, why would I kill someone so beautiful like you? This is where he only is mentioning because she kind of looks like a girl. He's thinking it's a girl and the other guy was also a girl, but hey, that's just Naruto is. And of course, this is where Hakin blushes, even though you can't really see it because she's still under the mask. And this is where she is just bright red. And of course, she kind of just sits down and gives up. This is where Naruto says, even though I don't even know how you look like, I'm just saying, This is where Naruto kind of just like sticks his tongue out and just like smile. This is where he actually doesn't really know if it's a girl or a guy. And the only way he actually thought of saying that because Kurama came out of nowhere and says, you shouldn't kill her, you should definitely just say this. This is more bold. Ethan, what's it called? Even Ethan, Bong, and Morty were confused in why Kurama was talking, but Kurama usually doesn't talk when in the middle of a battle with Naruto. But Kurama, he's being perverted right now, and he just told Naruto to say that. Because Kurama can feel somewhat the emotions of seeing her being an actual girl. This is where, Naruto says, I don't understand why I had to say that, Fox. This is where Kurama says, you will understand soon. This is where Naruto says, and I still don't understand you. What the fuck? This is where, Kurama just says, shh, just shut up. This is where Naruto kind of asks Morty and Ethan and what the fuck is happening. They don't even understand what the fuck Kurama even said that for, but okay. This is where, Kurama is just giggling to himself, and this is where they're confused, but yeah. This is where, we go into a timescape of going towards, Tazuna. Sorry, I forgot his name. Tazuna's house. Now, of course, when they get to Tazuna's house, this is where, Kakashi is passed out. Kind of passed out after overusing the Sharingan. Well, not even overusing it. He still had it wide open. He didn't put his mask down. That's why he passed out. Sasuke is knocked the fuck out. Sasuke tried to fight against Naruto because she hated the fact that Naruto did it, and tries to attack Naruto until, Raven was in front of Naruto using, creating a darkness rod and knocking her the fuck out. So yeah, just creating like a darkness bat. This is where the civilian is scared and not even trying to. He tried his luck with what's called Umi, but this is where Naruto appears saying, you wanna die, civilian? This is where, even Raven appeared with a sword saying, you wanna die? This is where, the civilian says, nope, I don't wanna die. He's just sweating bullets. He does not wanna die. This is where, Gojo is kind of looking at, the 3 people that are in front of him. Zabuza Momochi, Haku, there's no clan for him, which wait, no, not Haku. There's no clan. Haku Yuki, who is basically from the Yuki clan, and well, Hakin Yuki. This is where Gojo says, "So, what were you three even trying to do? Kill the bridge builder?" This is where Haku kind of narrowed his eyes. Zabuza kind of just ignored him, or tried to ignore him, until Gojo just annoyed them so many times that Zabuza just gave up. Hakim was basically easily ignoring, well, Gojo's kind of annoyingness. This is where, well, Haku could not kind of block out Gojo, who keep being annoying to him, but yeah. This is where, well, instead of like terrorizing them and all that, by kind of like torturing them, no, Gojo was just annoying them so bad to the point there that was actually torture for them. Except for Hakim. Hakim was too much in her mind, and she didn't even pay attention. So of course, this is where, well, Haku just gives up and says, "Shut up, my god." This is where Zabuza is also damn annoyed. And this is where, well, Haku says, "Why do you want to know so much? Didn't your what's it called, clone or whatever the hell he is, already told you?" This is where Gojo says, "First of all, he's my cousin. He's a younger version cousin. He's my, not younger version cousin. He's my younger cousin. Now, no, I don't actually understand what this mission is about, so I just wanted to fill some gaps." This is where, well, Zabuza says, "I was hired to kill the bridge builder." This is where, well, Gojo says, "By who?" "Gato." This is where, well, Gojo says, good. He's writing that down. This is where, well, Zabuza says, "What else do you want to know? So, where's Gato's base at?" This is where Naruto park up and tries to hear it. This is where, well, Zabuza says, "His base is near what's called the outskirts, well, near the outskirts of the wave country. Kind of a little bit into the forest." This is where, well, Naruto says, "Is there a Pacific landmark anywhere?" This is where Gojo kind of was surprised in why Naruto's asking. But he kind of already has an idea on why Naruto's asking. This is where, well, Zabuza says, "Yeah, you can find this tall-ass rock. Or, not even a tall-ass rock. A statue of a fat man named Gato. Legit, he has a statue. It's not that hard to miss. How ugly is this man?" This is where Naruto said. This is where, well, Zabuza says, "Pretty damn ugly. I would say like a 100 out of 100. He's ugly as hell." This is where Naruto says, Good. How rich is he?" This is where Zabuza was confused with that question. This is where Zabuza says, "I mean, he's a shipment container. He's like a drug lord or whatever. So I'm saying he's pretty rich." Okay. "What do you know where the vault is at?" This is where Zabuza said, "Okay, kid, what the hell you been asking for?" "What? Well, I'm just saying, because we gotta help the poor people." This is where Gojo says, "Naruto, I know what you want, and no, you're not getting his money just to go gambling." That's where Zabuza, Haku are fucking just confused. The fact that they heard Gojo saying that Naruto can't just go gambling again. This is where Naruto says, "I'm not trying to do that." Gojo, why do you think I'm trying to do that? That's not like me at all. This is where Gojo sighs and says, "Ignore him for a second." This is where Naruto says, "Don't ignore me." This is where, well, Haku and Zabuza thinks that Naruto probably has a gambling addiction, but whatever. This is where Zabuza says, "Even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. And besides, why would we Zabuza says, "Why would we even do this mission if we can just go cut the safe and take the money? You realize I would have done that a long time ago, find the safe and kill him." Naruto says, Okay. Well, Gojo, I'm gonna go outside and train. Don't mind me." This is where Gojo says, "Okay, whatever. Do whatever." This is where Zabuza and Gojo start talking for a little bit more. And this is where Hakin and Umi kind of heard Naruto going through the door. He opens the door and leaves. And this is where Umi and Hakin were about to get up. Until this is where Tatsumi kind of comes out with like food and says, "Dinner's ready." This is where yeah, it's kind of already in the afternoon. So yeah, this is where they all start eating, and this is where all of them remember where the fuck is Naruto. This is where Sasuke and Kakashi are knocked the fuck out. Even Sasuke, and the sibling is kind of scared. He's terrified. This is where Naruto, he goes to look for the base. This is where we go into a 2-day time skip. This is where the next day they realize that they lost Naruto. They thought that Naruto must have been training. 2 days pass and they're confused. They're kind of terrified. This is where Gojo thinks that he might have went to go look for Gato's base. He might be fine. He doesn't know where he's at. Or he might be training deep in the forest. This is where, Gojo decides to train Umi, Raven, and even Hawking in how to use their abilities. The reason why he took on Hawking is because she is not that great in learning how to use her ice ability. And Gojo was kind of asked by Zabuza and Haku, because you can see that Gojo is very good in his chakra, into his chakra using. This is where Gojo says fine, because he was training his students one day, and then the next day he's kind of training Hawking. This is where even the civilian was kind of wanting to learn how to be stronger, but of course this is where Gojo kind of ignored him and says, "Go ask your sensei. Besides, if he doesn't train you, just tell me and I will pluck his Sharingan eye out." This is where, the sibling is scared. So yeah. This is where, after 2 days pass, the next day, this is where Naruto appears with this giant grin, and his hands are just like, he's just kind of like putting his hands together and kind of like, how should I say? He's just rubbing his hands together and just smiling while going straight to Tasuna's house. So we go into a flashback in why Naruto is kind of grinning and like rubbing his hands together. We go into the fact that Naruto went to find Gato's base, and he destroys Gato's base by easily taking out so many thugs and bandits by just using Re-Taekwondo Koyo style, or Re-Taekwondo Koyo. That's what it's called, I think so. And of course, he easily just knocked out so many people by mostly either killing them in the head, because that attack would legit kill someone, or those attacks would mostly kill someone, or just kicking them so hard they're now in a coma. But yeah, this is where Naruto does that, and he goes straight through, finds Gato, throwing Gato with a sword to the neck. And this is where Gato had 2 young females, and Naruto was disgusted. So of course Naruto was thinking of letting this guy free, because if he's just a drug dealer, he doesn't care that much. He wants more money. He was thinking to just join this person to be a drug dealer. Well, beekeeping doing this, but not in the wave country. So of course when he saw these 2 young ladies, this is where Naruto got annoyed. So of course he threatened Gato to give him where the safe is at. And of course when Gato brought him to the safe, this is where Naruto told the 2 young girls to leave. This is where they do leave, and Naruto got brought to the safe. This is where Gato says, "Here's all the money. Here." This is where he didn't like grab the money physically. He just told Naruto that this is a safe. This is where Naruto tells him to open it. He opens all the doors, and this is where Naruto says, "You can go now." This is where Gato smiles and evilly smiles past Naruto. This is where before he was able to leave, his head comes off so fast, and his whole body explodes into blood. It's where Naruto's eye goes. It flashes negative for a second, and then goes back to normal. He says, "Die, you dirty, filthy creature." This is where Naruto's voice went deep. Now, of course, the power that he used was the nightmare. The power that was called, Ethan can use. The nightmare power. So yeah, Naruto just turns it off and just takes all the money. He's taking every single money and learning how to steal things from Kurama already. You learned how to do that anyway, a long time ago. So of course he steals it on into 3 scrolls, 3 super scrolls. One is for the what's called Land of Waves. The other is for Zabuza's kind of information. And the second is just for himself. That's where, well, Naruto came back and he just smiling and grinning at Gojo saying, hey, so when is this mission gonna be over? This is where Gojo says, Naruto, how long have you been training outside? And also, aren't you hungry? This is where Naruto says, kinda. This is where Gojo says, what do you mean kinda? Also, where the fuck have you went? Naruto says, I didn't went anywhere. I just went into the forest and kind of trained. You know, I just gotta train up my stamina and other things. So yeah. This is where Gojo was kind of looking at Naruto, and Naruto just kind of walked past it. This is where, well, Gojo says, Naruto, be straight with me. Did you go to Gato's base and rob his shit? Naruto says, what? No! I would never not listen to you, Gojo. This is where Gojo says, I feel like you did already. Tell me the truth, Naruto. Fine, I did. Get over this. What's it called? He says, some trash like him is supposed to die. The thing I saw when I was about to kill him. He should have died a long time ago. Trash like him doesn't deserve to live. This is where Gojo was kind of surprised when Naruto's like dark voice. He only hears Naruto say like, well, his voice goes dark for all of a sudden from the fact that if you're a disgusting human being, you should die. If you're trash, you should die. Yeah. So yeah, if you're arrogant and other things, you should die. But yeah, or cocky. But yeah. So he's thinking that whatever Naruto saw, Naruto killed Gato in an instant. This is where Gojo was going to ask about the money, but this is where Naruto just walks inside. This is where he goes, well, to kind of ask Tatsumi if she could, like, make him something. Just anything. This is where Tatsumi is gladly and thus making Naruto like a sandwich. This is where Naruto, he's kind of eating, yeah. Now, this is where, well, about a couple of minutes pass, and this is where Naruto asks Gojo to come in and everyone to come in. This is where, well, I mean, not everyone to come in 20 minutes. Like, everyone comes in back because, well, Gato's still building the bridge. And he's like, I've been seeing Gato bandits. Zabuza's there saying, yeah, interesting. I don't know why I can't just go kill him. Probably because this white-haired bastard will be seeing me. This is where Umi and everyone is just, yeah. Well, not Umi, mostly Hakin and Haku's like, yeah, that's true, Sensei. I mean, Sama. Zabuza-sama. That's where Zabuza told him to stop calling him that and just call him father. So, of course, they're like, okay, it's father. So, of course, it's where, well, they all go inside and they see Naruto. Naruto's just chilling there, saying, hey, guys. This is where Kakashi had finally woken up, like, after 2 days of Naruto gone, he woke up. He started training his team, but yeah. This is where he was shocked to see Zabuza here, but yeah. Of course, they see Naruto, and Naruto's just chilling on the couch. And that's where they say, where the fuck have you been? All of them said. Even Zabuza, because he was thinking that Naruto probably went to go find the base. This is where Naruto says, oh, nothing. I just been around training, and finding this interesting thing that I found in the scroll. Don't worry, guys. I will unseal it for you guys. He unseals it, and what it shows is to be Gato's head. His lifeless eyes just staring at everyone. It's where blood is still kind of leaking out from his head, but yeah. It's where Tatsumi, Inari, and even Tazuna, they don't have the stomach to see this, so they just vomit, or mostly vomit outside. And this is where, well, what's it called? Well, not Tazuna. Tazuna does have the stomach to see this because, yeah. But Inari and Tatsumi, they don't have the stomach. Sasuke doesn't have the stomach because she's trash. The siblings doesn't have the stomach neither. Umi, Raven, and Hakin, they kind of gag a little bit, but yeah. But of course, Haku, he's not surprised to see a head, but is shocked to see the head to be, Gato. Zabuza was also shocked. This is where Gojo was shocked, but not shocked that much. He was going to get the head anyway to prove people that he might kill Gato. This is where Kakashi is shocked. He is shocked to see the head. He is shocked that Naruto was the one to kill him. Sasuke, he is horrified. He's horrified that Naruto is smiling while having the head. Like his hand is right now on the head. And of course, Naruto's smiling like a madman. Looking at the Uchiha, especially. Naruto saying, he kind of, with his left hand, he kind of put his hand next to his throat, like his finger, or like index finger and his middle finger, and kind of went, like slide it off and kind of gave like a signal that he's coming next for Sasuke's head. And Sasuke kind of got gulps and gets scared. This is where Kakashi can also see that. But Gojo, he doesn't mind because he's thinking that Naruto's playing friendly. Which he is playing a prank on what's it called, Sasuke. Which Kakashi was about to say something until Gojo says, it's fine. It's just him playing a prank. Don't worry about it. This is where Kakashi shuts up, but yeah. This is where, well, Tazuna says, Kid, did you just kill Gato? Yep, and I took his head like a reward. Yeah. This is where Tazuna says, how old are you again? 12. Okay. This is where Naruto says, oh, and besides, here. This is where Naruto tosses a scroll at, well, Tazuna by hit him in the head. Ow. You little brat, what the hell was that for? That's all the money that's in, what's it called, one scroll. And also, this is another one. He tosses it so fast to Zabuza that Zabuza cannot catch it and gets hit in the head. This is where Zabuza says, you little brat. I know that this is a scroll for the money. You just told, what's it called, the bird dweller. But why the hell did you have to hit me in the head? Naruto said, it'll be funny. Besides, that's your payment of cut for telling me the information. This is where, well, it's always whatever. This is where, well, this is where Team 7, well, Sasuke says, wait, what about our cut? Naruto says, what do you mean your cut? You didn't do jack shit in this goddamn mission. Why will you get any cut, you fucking useless? This is where Sasuke gets scared from the tone that Naruto's saying it. This is where the civilian kid shuts the fuck up before saying anything. He was thinking of saying something, but nah. And Sasuke was right now gulping and getting scared of Naruto. Naruto's eyes flashes red, but not slick red. I should mention, they're just red like Ethan's. And this is where Naruto says, shut up. This is where Naruto pulls out a scroll and looks at Umi and Raven. And this is where Naruto says, there will be enough money here. I can give it to you guys because since you were helping me on the mission, I guess I can split the cut, right? This is where Gojo says, what about me, Naruto? This is where Naruto looks at Gojo and says, I give you 10%. This is where Gojo like falls for a little bit and says, fine, you know what, that's good enough. How much money did you even get? Enough. You won't be complaining later when I give you that 10%. This is where, well, Gojo kind of like move his head to the side and kind of question it. And this is where, well, Umi and Raven are going to question also, but yeah. This is where Naruto says, don't worry guys, I have it all planned out, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into 2 more days, and of course, this is where it's been 5 days in total. But of course, this is where the bridge is finally complete because Naruto, with his using his looking coin, but also using multi-shadow clone jutsu, he managed to complete the bridge easily. This is where Naruto says, so we're going back. This is where, well, they're going back to the, what's it called, Konoha. This is where Zabuza says, we'll also like to go with you guys. This is where Haku is confused, and even Haki. And this is where Gojo says, sure. Why not? The more the merrier, sure, why not? This is where Haki was walking along next to Naruto. And this is where Gojo was walking next to Zabuza. This is where Kakashi's confused because he's not next to them. So of course, he's trying to hear what they're saying. This is where Zabuza is saying, the only reason why I'm coming along is because, well, my daughter really likes that kid. Even though he seems like a bad influence. This is where Gojo says, you can say that again. This is where Zabuza says, fuck, I feel like I'm gonna regret this. This is where, well, Gojo says, you might be regretting it, but Don't regret it too soon. Naruto's a good kid. He might just be a little, how should I say, twisted in sometimes, but he's a good kid. Also, he's extremely smart and thinks of a plan 20 steps ahead. I don't know. That's why Naruto is right now just talking to Umi and even Raven and even talking to Hawking. That's where Hawking, she has what's it called? I should mention she has kind of like a whitish, kind of like white, well, not white. She has black hair but white highlights, and she does have crystallized blue eyes. This is where, well, like icy kind of blue eyes, like there's some white on it, but yeah. This is where, well, she is talking to Naruto, but yeah. Actually, I should mention what eye color we kind of looking at. Okay, so it kind of looks like a snowflake, in her eyes. And that's kind of like a dojutsu for like a Yugi clan, I'm gonna mention. So of course her eyes are kind of like a snowflake, like it's a snowflake pattern. And of course it's kind of like white and blue on it. So yeah, well not the snowflake but around it, blue and white. But yeah, of course she is talking to Naruto, but yeah, that's where Naruto's laughing and yeah, just talking with his friends. But yeah, because he considered Hawking to be a friend also, even though he just met her like a couple of days. But yeah. So well, they get back to Konoha and well, Horusen gets some news, and this is where well, he nods, and this is where he looks at well, Naruto, and Naruto says, "I got the head." This is where he took out the head from the scroll and just kind of like had it from the threads of his hair from Gato's head, and saying, "I had the head." This is where Horusen says, "God damn it, Naruto. Put the head back in the scroll and go fucking sell it. I don't give a shit what you do with it. Just don't make a mess in my room," which you just did. Son of a bitch. This is where Naruto says, "Oh, come on, old man. Don't get angry." This is where Horusen is glaring at Naruto, but yeah. But yeah. This is where, well, Zabuza can see, well, the Hokage kinda hates Naruto, but doesn't hate him like hate him, just like sometimes hate him. So of course this is where Harusen says, "Yeah, Zabuza, you can be a Jonin Sensei. Well, not Jonin Sensei, you can be Jonin rank, but you have to be under, well, watched by the Anbus. Also, Haku and Hakin can, well, they don't need to be watched. Haku, since you're like, what are you or whatever?" That's where Haku says, "I have the what's called experience of like a missing tracker ninja. I also have this. But I actually want to be a medical ninja." This is where, Horusen says, "Interesting. Sure, you can be a medical ninja." This is where Haku says, "Good. Thank you, Hokage-sama." This is where Horusen nodded. This is where he looks at Hakin, and Hakin kind of gulps, and she talks and says, "I want to be on Naruto's team." This is where she said it kind of out loud and kind of quiet out, and then she kind of becomes red and then gets more scared. This is where Naruto says, "Sure, she can be on our team." And this is where Horusen says, "You know what, I don't care. Yeah, you know what, Naruto accepted you so you can be on his team." This is where Haken gets happy and smiles at Naruto. Very bright. This is where Naruto says, "See, it's fine. A friend can definitely join, so yeah, why not?" This is where Horusen says, "I feel like Naruto's not doing this because he's in love, it's just because he's too dense." That's what Horusen's thinking in his head. But yeah. This is where, Horusen says, "Whatever." This is where, we got into a time skip, and of course the tuning exams are starting up. This is where Horusen is in, his office with multiple, not office, mostly in a room with multiple Jonins, but yeah, and other tunings. And this is where, Horusen says, "So, the tuning exam is coming up. Who will be selecting their teams to go up into the, what's called, tuning exams?" This is where, Kakashi was about to do something until Kurenai was the one to it. This is where Asuma said I second. My guy says me. This is where Gojo says also me. This is where they all look at Gojo. Karna has seen Gojo before because he does come along towards her kind of apartments to kind of train with Anko, but yeah. Anko kind of smiles and waves at Gojo like, what's it called, whenever she sees him, but yeah. This is where, well, Gojo is looked at by everyone because they have never seen Gojo, even though he has white hair and fucking just like just brightens up with a fucking white hair, and he's just like a beacon. But of course, he also is what's it called? He's a Jonin Sensei. People don't even know about that. I should also mention that he is well, the other person that I mentioned was not even Gojo or Kakashi, or not Gojo. Gojo was already raising up his hand for that. Someone else raised up his well, her hand, mostly her hand. It was a girl with darkish blue hair, dark blue eyes, and of course she raised up her hand saying, "Me too." This is where, well, Kakashi says, "Me. Why did all of you just not ask if I was gonna join?" And this is where, well, Asuma said, "Because Kakashi, your team is the worst out of everyone, even her, even though, well, we barely have any information from her. But that's just because she's a low-ranking Jonin from you. You're a high-ranking Jonin. So we had no hope in your team." This is where Gojo says, "He's not wrong, Kakashi." This is where Kakashi says, "Oh my god. Are you gonna brag about your team, Gojo?" Gojo says, "I wasn't even gonna do something like that. I only do that when we're having private talks. And that's just because I always love to messing around with you." This is where, well, Kakashi glares at Gojo with one eye. He's angry and pissed. This is where Harusen says, "Calm down." This is where, well, Harusen says, "I see 7 teams has voted to go in for what's it called? Well, the tuning exams. Anyone else?" Everyone else kind of stays quiet until, well, someone actually raises their hand and says, "Me." This is where, well, it's a guy with green hair, like lightish green hair, but also has what's called, well, not lightish green hair. He has lightish green hair but orange highlights, and of course this guy also has, well, kind of black eyes. This is where he's actually a low-ranking Jonin also, but this is where he says, "I would like to put team what's called 16 into it." This is where, well, Horusu nodded. Also dark blue hair with dark blue eyes. She says her team was named what's called Team 19. Yeah, 19. So yeah. Of course this is where, well, Horusu nodded and says, "Good. Now that we all have the teams, you all will be dismissed. Dismissed." This is where Gojo, before kind of letting everyone leave, this is where Gojo says, "What if we kind of come up into a problem or something?" That's where everyone says, "What do you mean problem?" Gojo says, "This is the tuning exams, right? And the last Uchiha is going to be put into the tuning exams." Horusen says, "Yeah," and he did kind of put his hand before waving them all off. But this is where kind of Horusen says, "I see. What do you mean with the last Uchiha being in the, well, being in the tuning exams?" Gojo says, "Don't you think that Orochimaru might go after him? You know how Orochimaru goes after young boys? Think about it. He's the last Uchiha. He's a young boy. And, well, he is called a genius even though his cousin Umi can kick his ass." This is where, well, all of them nodded. This is where, well, Kakashi says, "What do you mean?" This is where, well, Horusen thinks of it and says, "That is true. Kakashi, how strong is Sasuke? Has he awoken his Sharingan?" Kakashi says, "Well, about that, he hasn't awoken it." "I see. Well, that answers your question, Gojo. Do you think that Orochimaru might go after an Uchiha that doesn't have the Sharingan even awoken?" Gojo says, "He might. Well, to think about it, an Uchiha does have to train really hard or awaken it with sad emotions for a Sharingan. That traumatized with Itachi slaughtering the whole clan. Wouldn't his Sharingan already be awoken?" This is where, well, Harusen thinks about it and says, That is true. Then how would he reawaken it? This is where Gojo says, how else will you activate an eye like a dojutsu? Horusen says, huh, why the hell did I never thought of that? This is where Kakashi goes face plants because he's an idiot and never actually told Sasuke to ever put chakra in his eyes. Fuck, he's just screaming in his head, fuck. This is where not Kakashi, Gojo says, right now my cousin is very dumb and has not even told his student to put chakra into his eyes. You fucking idiot. This is where Kakashi glares at him more. This is where Gojo smiles and says, but I'm just saying, if he does have the Sharingan, it could be a 1 to 2 Tomoe. Maybe not a 3 Tomoe, because he probably never trained with it. But he does have the Sharingan. The Orochimaru, the Pedo Snake, will probably go after him. This is where, well, Gojo says, what do you plan on doing if he does come? This is where Gojo says, well, my team will be good enough to probably fight him. Naruto's already strong enough to fight against S-rank ninjas even though he's already just a kid. This is where everyone watering their eyes and says, wait, what? This is where Horusen says, that is true. I have heard reports of you saying that he was already fighting against an S-rank, what's called, Mr. Ninja from, what's called, the Stone Village. And he managed to just kill him. This is where Gojo says, yeah, pretty much. But would it be strong enough to go against Orochimaru? He is a Sannin. This is where, well, Gojo says probably. Then again, I have faith in my students. The only students I don't really have faith in this whole group of 8 people is Kakashi's team. Other than that, I have faith in Kurenai's team to be able to get away from Orochimaru. I have faith in Might Guy's team to probably be able to even stop Orochimaru. Probably. I say probably because I don't know how good their teamwork is. I have faith in Asuma's team to be having strategy because of the Narwa. And their teamwork being good also. Decent. I have faith in what's called... Well... He says, I have faith in Sayana's team to also be able to be smart and run away from Orochimaru. And I have faith in Karazo. Yeah, Karazo. This team to either get away or try to fight, but I think they'll run away. And yeah, I have faith in my team to be able to defeat him or run away. You know, Naruto always thinks 20 steps ahead. He's like a Naruto, so I mean, yeah. This is where, well, Horusen nodded. What about Team 7? Oh, hell no, I don't even have a fucking hope, a drop of hope on their team. Reason 1, Sasuke Haruno, the most useless Kunoichi I have seen. Reason 2, the other civilian kid. He's also useless and sucks at training and his chakra is too low. Reason number 3, Sasuke Uchiha is arrogant, cocky, and doesn't like working with his team. What also makes him a prime target for Orochimaru to go after. So they're all dead, and you should probably be writing a report when Sasuke does go missing, and his civilian team being dead. But other than that, yeah. This is where, well, Horusen says, shit, that's right. This is where, well, Kakashi says, you guys can't be serious, right? They all look at him and say, yeah, we're already thinking that they're dead. Well, rip them. This is where Kakashi says, fine, whatever. I'll train them at least 2 days, whatever. This is where, well, Horusen nodded, and this is where he dispels everyone. He just tells them to leave and all. And he decides to think of this information and what Gojo just told him. But yeah. This is where, well, Gojo kind of goes to, well, kind of walks along with Kurenai's kind of, well, just walking along with Kurenai. This is where Kurenai says, what are you doing, Gojo? This is where Gojo says, well, I'm gonna go train with Uncle. This is where Kurenai says, yeah, but this late? This is where she thinks about it. This is where she goes kind of red and says, you don't mean you're gonna train with her in bed, right? This is where Gojo says, no, I'm actually just gonna teach her some better jutsus because you realize the tuning exams is going to start in 3 days. And she is going to be in the Death Forest. Where do you think Orochimaru will be able to attack her? Or attack what they call Team 7? If she'd be able to strong enough to just what they call block off Orochimaru from attacking Team Seven's group, I guess that would be a good thing because Orochimaru might have to try more and have to add more chakra, and then Anbus will be able to find him. This is where Karanai kind of nodded. Of course, she was flustered the fact that she said that out loud towards Gojo, and Gojo says, "Besides, me and Uncle are just friends." He says, "That's all I see her. I don't see her that much anything more." He goes red for a little bit, and Karna can see that a little bit. This is where she thinks about it, that maybe Gojo has feelings for her uncle. But this is where Gojo says, "Besides, I just need her to get strong, right? She's still tuning, and I'm willing to help her to become a Jonin level anyway." He smiles. He just does a good what's it called, give a genuine smile. But yeah. So where when they get to the house, they see Anko and well, not Karna, Yugao kind of just not looking at each other, kind of just watching a movie. And this is where Yugao and Anko says, "Hey Karna, hey Gojo." Well, mostly Anko said to Yugao, not Yugao, Karna and Gojo. This is where Anko says, "Gojo, why are you here?" Gojo says, "I'm just here to give you some other jutsus besides. I'm wanting to know if you have already mastered the other ones." This is where Uncle says, "Yeah, wait, why haven't you trained me for 5 days ago?" And this is where Gojo says, "I just got back from a mission. It took 5 days, so yeah, sorry about that. Don't worry. I'll make it up to you and kind of give you very strong jutsus." This is where, well, Uncle says, "You better though." This is where, not Naruto, Gojo smiles and says, "Then you want to learn them or not?" This is where Uncle says, "Yeah." This is where, well, Uncle kind of goes to the door and says, "Let's go then." This is where Gojo smiles and says, "Okay, let's go." This is where, well, Gojo and Uncle disappears, but yeah, because, well, Gojo kind of just uses teleportation. So yeah. Of course, they appear near a training ground, but yeah, the train. So we go into a 3-day time skip. Naruto, Umi, Raven, and even what's called Hawking are all going straight towards the tuning exam. Now, of course, when they get into the tuning exam room, this is where, well, they get in, well, they get past because they don't need to fight against what's called Rock Lee or anyone, but yeah. They just get to the what's called room, and of course, this is where so much bloodlust is sent to them. But this is where Naruto sends a very terrifying amount of bloodlust from the Nine Tails towards inside the room, and his own bloodlust, scaring the fuck out of everyone, even someone with silver eyes and white hair. She was terrified. She was like, "What the hell did the blood lust amount?" So where so many people are scared. So where, well, Umi, Raven, and even Hawking didn't feel the blows because it wasn't aimed towards them. So yeah. Of course, this is where, well, so many people kind of either shit their pants or piss themselves. But yeah. This is where, well, Naruto goes inside. And of course, this is where Naruto smiles and says, "Listen up, you fucking weaklings. I'm about to kick all your asses and send your ass straight straight back to your village in a fucking box. You fucking losers." This is where, well, Kabuto was about to kind of tell Naruto that that's a little too arrogant to say anything until, well, Doto kind of rushes at Naruto with the gauntlet and tries to attack Naruto with the gauntlet until his arm was cut off clean. This is where his arm went behind him, and this is where, well, what's it called? Kim and Zakhan kind of just saw that, and Doto just screams out loud. He's just screaming. This is where Naruto says, "Were you about to attack me, you pathetic weakling? I wasn't thinking so. Besides, you were too slow, and so I just decided to cut off your arm clean." This is where Naruto has the sword behind him, and smiling, grinning at, what's it called, Doto. This is where, well, Doto says, "Why, you bastard!" This is where Naruto fully kills him and didn't care. And then says, "Hell Flame," burns not Tabato's, Dato's kind of body, igniting into flames. And this was Zakhan was about to use air cutting waves until Naruto appears saying, Tai, you know, you're part of Orochimaru's kind of village, aren't you? That's where Zakon was surprised. That's where Naruto cuts his head off and looks at Kim. This is where Kim surrenders and says, please don't kill me. This is where, well, she is scared. Swear, well, what's it called? Team others did flood in, and they didn't really see the sight. Of course, Obiki appears and says, okay, listen up, all of you, sit down. This is where he sees the two dead dudes and Kim. This is where he sighs and looks at Naruto just walking back towards what the car, well, going up to sit somewhere. And this is where, well, this is where, well, Pinky looks at Kim and just tells Kim to sit down. This is where Kim does sit down, but she doesn't have a team. So yeah. Of course, Orochimaru saw this and just saw, well, his plans just ruined. The fact that Naruto kills him in an instant, he really gotta show that boy who's truly, well, truly should fear him. But yeah. Of course, this is where, well, they start doing the test, but yeah. Also, I've been pausing for way too many times, but yeah. So, of course, with that happening, they start doing the test. Naruto, he's extremely smart, but instead of just answering the questions, he just starts cheating. So, yeah. This is where, well, Raven and Umi are struggling in these questions, even Hawking, until Naruto starts helping them with, like, little, just, messages. Well, messages with the answers, but yeah. And of course, Kim is struggling, but she doesn't know what to do, but yeah. Of course, Naruto feels bad, so of course he threw something so fast at what's called Hawking, that, well, not Hawking, mostly Kim, that Kim was surprised until she kind of read the letter. And of course, starts kind of answering the questions, because Naruto helped her. So where, well, Obiki says, everyone pause. Now, listen up. What is what's it called? But the 10 question. If you give up, you will fail forever. And well, not fail forever. You will take the next test. But if you fail, you will never be able to take this test again. This is where, well, everyone getting nervous until Obiki says you all pass. This is where Kim was surprised, but yeah. This is where Kim, the reason why she didn't give up is, well, she wanted to prove that she was a strong Kunoichi. So, of course, she didn't give up. This is where, well, she stayed. And, of course, this is where everyone starts leaving because Anko appeared. But, yeah. Of course, this is where Obiki says, hey, you. Looks at Kim and says, yeah, you're supposed to come along with us. Even though I just told you to sit there. Your team is already dead. So, I guess you already have to fit. That's when Naruto goes behind her and kind of puts his arm around her and says, oh, she's on my team. Sorry about that. This is where, well, Obiki kind of has a tick mark because there's no way in hell she's on his team. And Naruto says, what do you mean? She has a hidden headband. That's what Obiki said to him. But before, this is where Naruto says she has a hidden, what's called leaf headband. That's where Obiki says, what do you mean? It's set. That is a leaf headband. Wait. Am I losing my mind? Whatever. I guess she's on your team. Fuck's sakes. That's where Naruto says, come on. This is where, well, Kim was confused. She thought she had her hidden leaf headband. Of course, when they're walking outside and they get to the team and all that, Kim got introduced to, well, Hawking, Raven, and even Umi. This is where, well, that's her new team or whatever. This is where Kim decides to just stay there. This is where she's confused why Naruto even decided to help her. Naruto only did this because, well, he only did this because he felt kind of bad in killing one of her two teammates. Then again, he did kind of feel what's called scummy energy coming from, well, the two dudes. But yeah, that's why he kind of killed them. This is where, oh, Kim didn't have that same energy as the other two, but yeah. This is where Naruto, or not energy, mostly emotions. But that's just because Naruto has, well, has kept getting what's called, well, power from Kurama, so that's why he gets to kind of feel the emotion, so yeah. And so where, well, he can feel Kim being sad, so that's why he helped her. So of course this is where Uncle is explaining things, and of course this is where Uncle throws a kunai at Naruto for not paying attention because Naruto was looking somewhere else until he grabs a kunai and tosses it back so fast at Uncle that she almost gets cut. This is where Uncle, she smiles just very dark and creepy because she has heard of what's called Naruto being what's called Gojo's student. This is where she says, "So you're Naruto." Naruto says, yeah. Do you want me to spell it out for you? N-A-R-T. Yeah, he just gave up halfway through. He just said, you know what? Don't call me Naruto. Instead, call me EthangonG. Ethan Gon, because that's what he's taking the name. This is where Anko's kind of confused with Naruto, but yeah. This is where, well, she says, whatever, you bastard. You little brat, but whatever. That's where she explains what the, what's it called, the Death Force is, and the teams and whatever, blah, 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 and the scrolls, and yeah. But when Team 21 got into the, into the Death Force, well, even Kim being coming along, but yeah. This is why I'm actually gonna leave it off. Why? It's because I'm getting tired and, well, I'm wanting to go do something else. So yeah, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato, and potato. See ya. Good night and whatever. Bye.